אנחנו ערב יום העצמאות. במלחמת העצמאות, לפני 76
Despite global efforts to facilitate a ceasefire, IDF forces have entered Rafah, seizing control of crucial crossings and disrupting vital aid flow into Gaza. Israel contends that Rafah is Hamas's final stronghold in Gaza, with Netanyahu reiterating plans to invade despite international opposition. US President Biden has maintained his stance on a full-scale Rafah invasion. In an interview with CNN on Wednesday, said the US was still committed to Israel's defense and would supply Iron Dome rocket interceptors and other defensive arms. But that if Israel goes into Rafah, we're not going to supply the weapons and artillery shells used. Following this, the Pentagon officials have said the department will assess the situation in Rafah.
What the president made clear is that we have concerns about a potential military operation in Rafah. I don't think that's any secret. We've been making those concerns known publicly, and we have made those concerns quite clear to the government of Israel. And as the president noted, there are certain types of military assistance that we will not make available to Israel for use in a campaign in Rafah.
As we assess the situation in Rafah, we made the decision to pause this one shipment. Again, as I highlighted, a final determination has not been made on how to proceed with that shipment, but specifically, we're focused on the end use, especially rather focused on the end use of the 2,000-pound bombs and the impact that they could have in a dense urban setting, as we've seen in other parts of Gaza.
President Joe Biden and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu have long navigated a complex relationship. However, their interests are diverging owing to the continuous global criticism of IDF's action in Gaza and shocking allegations of various types of war misconduct. The relationship hit a low point this week. Biden confirmed he ordered the suspension of heavy bomb deliveries to Israel as Netanyahu resists White House pressure to abandon plans for a large-scale operation in Rafah. However, on expected lines, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu remains undeterred, vowing to press on with plans for a large-scale operation in Rafah, dismissing President Biden's remarks about withholding offensive weapons.
If we have to stand alone, we will stand alone. I have already said that if we have to, we will fight with our nails. But we have much more than nails, and with the same greatness of spirit, with God's help, we will win together.
Netanyahu's army too maintains its stand on the fact that they have enough ammo to make the Gaza attack last and advance the latest Rafah raid, following US's rebuke.
The army has munitions for the missions it has planned, and for the missions in Rafah too. We have what we need. I say this here in the context of everything that happened with the United States, and it is important to say it.
Biden's remarks regarding weapons supply signify a further deterioration in relations between Israel and its key ally after 7 months of conflict with Hamas. Military experts weigh in on the Biden administration's decision and its impact on U.S.-Israel relations. Wes Bryant, a retired U.S. Air Force Master Sergeant, views the decision as a positive step, applying necessary pressure on Israel to conduct its campaign responsibly.
It is a good first step in applying the right pressure on part of the U.S. administration to Netanyahu and the Israeli government and the IDF to really conduct their campaign in a responsible manner, which it has not been for the past few months. So drawing this red line in Rafah, on one hand, it's a little bit of a too little too late on part of Biden, but it's better than nothing.
However, Bradley Bowman of the Foundation for Defense of Democracies expresses concerns about Israel's ability to defend itself and how other U.S. allies perceive the situation.
Purposefully delaying delivery to Israel of some of the means of self-defense after October 7th undermines U.S. interests, it empowers Hamas, it extends the conflict in Gaza, it prolongs the nightmare for the hostages, and it emboldens Hezbollah, not to mention the Islamic Republic of Iran.
Humanitarian workers express deep concerns about the potential escalation of the humanitarian crisis if Israel proceeds with its long-anticipated invasion of Rafah. The city serves as a critical hub for aid distribution, hosting over 1.3 million Palestinians who have sought refuge. The Director General of the World Health Organization, EU, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, expressed grave concern on Thursday regarding Israel's heightened military operations in Rafah, the primary refuge for most of Gaza's population, seeking safety and calls for a ceasefire.
A ceasefire is needed urgently for the sake of humanity. And WHO calls for removal of all obstacles to the delivery of urgent humanitarian assistance into and across Gaza at the scale that is required.